Okay. Hi, Rosemary. We're going live in just a minute. We are getting set up on Instagram, and there we go. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Let's talk joy in practice, shall we?
Oh, let's do it.
I feel like I'm hanging out with royalty on your couch. I was just saying I want to be in my jammies on your couch. And tell us about Rosemary. Tell us about you and what your background is and how you got into the amazing profession of chiropractic.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on your podcast because wow, we talk a lot. I don't like to talk about myself. I like to talk about others, but my name is Dr. Rosemary Batanski. I am the ultimate visionary. If you ask my husband, I'm always manifesting and keep coming up with another business. I am the proud co-founder of Women Chiropractors nonprofit organization back in 2017. That was definitely I think, to be honest with you, the biggest passion and labor of love that I've done so far in my career, besides being a chiropractor, owning a business. The Women Chiropractic mission, vision, and to support women in chiropractic was probably the most rewarding thing I've done in my career.
What does that mean, support women in chiropractic? So with in mind that I've already had sugar today, so my brain's a little scrambled. Please excuse me.
Bring it.
We're talking to naturopaths, PTs, OTs, NDs, chiros. Why do women in practice need support? What is that? Because it is a big deal.
The ugly world of balance, because we're mothers, business owners, community leaders, daughters. I'm in that sandwich generation now. I'm a caregiver. We're caregivers to our parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the support is just women in chiropractic and, other professions, because I do consult with other providers, PTs, OTs myself. But I find that the support, me empowering them, I found the greatest joy in my profession, and I know it's possible. And that's kind of why we started Women Chiropractors. It is possible to find joy. It's a purpose. The joy-filled, like what you say, is you have to do what you love and what fills your cup. And if you're in any profession, if you're in a career that's not filling your cup, you won't find balance.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, because there's times like I literally flew in 11:30 last night, and I'm on a flight again to go and serve again. It takes away from my family cup, but my family also knows that this brings me joy. It's what
How do you know if your cup is? How do you know if your cup is filled with the wrong stuff? How do you know if you're off? What are your personal signals, and then what do you see with your clients?
So I've learned the hard way in life. People are chasing happiness, and this ultimate definition of success, Jody, it doesn't exist. But here's what I know. There's fulfillment. Happiness is fleeting. It comes and goes, right? You could be at a funeral and feel happy for a minute because someone reminded you of a memory and you felt joy and happiness, but then it's fleeting. But fulfillment in the cups, I talk about 6 cups. Your self-care cup, your relationship cup, your with your spouse or your family, your work cup, like your purpose cup, your money cup, your time cup. There's multiple cups that have to be fulfilled, and then you rate them out of 10. And when you realize that one cup is taking away from another, but you have to look at why it might be. Are you unhappy in your marriage, and then you're pouring in and neglect? Do you get it? So it's all about filling these cups. Like you're exercising. You're on this huge journey, but it's filling some self-care cup.
Yeah, because I'm crazy, Rosemary. I need to, like, how when a tire is overinflated and you need to go, that's what working out does for me. And that's been true for me my whole life. And so I guess what I want to know is when they're overinflated, what does it look like on from your lenses, like you take your glasses and you put them on, what does overinflated look like for the average person that you work with? What are their signals? What are their signs?
I mean, like anything in we talk about flight or fight. It's cortisol, right? It's like once I got even just in my own I was overflated. I was able to lose 40 to 50 pounds in 5 years, not by doing crazy diets and that, but really learning to manage saying no to yes. I was a yes
No
girl.
to yes. Tell me more.
So I was the yes girl. Yeah, sure, I'll serve this board. Yeah, I'm already a president of this board. Let me go on this board and let me run this charity and let me create this gala. And oh, by the way, let me be a Sunday school director, not a teacher, to 160 kids for 7 years while I'm running a business. Oh, and I just had open heart surgery 6 months ago, and I decided to take that role.
You had open heart surgery?
I did when I was 35, and I'm 50 now. So I had 2 babies at home. Yes.
Wow.
I'm good. I'm good now.
You're
But
amazing.
again, say no to yes.
You know what's so funny is most people who talk about you, like I'm meeting so many amazing people being on this journey. And when people talk about Rosemary, they talk about her heart. That's true. They love your heart. They love how open-hearted you are. I don't mean to make you cry.
My heart is what I serve with. Always. My family, everybody, my church, everything. It's like with heart, right? Like I show up with heart. Even when it's really bad, Jody, you'll never know it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not processing and doing the work I need to do. But if I make a commitment, I show up.
Are you appropriate?
How do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm really inappropriate.
Oh no.
Are you the lady that's appropriate?
You need to go here. So like if you ask my family, they see these social media things about me being on stages and that, and they're like, who are you? Like I feel like I have a double person. That's where my imposter syndrome comes from, because my home, my kids, my family know me as silly, inappropriate, talk smack, whatever. And then there's the
And you can
polished.
suit up and show up, right?
Right. And I know my role, but again, something I teach my kids, no matter what my core values and my core compass is the same person you will get with me in a business meeting is the same person you're going to get across the table from me at dinner, breaking bread with you.
That's like my goal, because I'm really sensitive to people's energy. And there are some people, like I know if I was sitting on that couch, I'd be like, girlfriend, let me tell you a thing. Right? I'd be,
you want to cuddle?
But we would totally cuddle. We would hold hands. We would cry. We would laugh. But there are some people I don't feel safe to do that with. So I have this guard on, right? So how do you break through that? Like, what if you have that? What if you feel the need for the guard, but you want to show up as the same person no matter where you are? What do you do?
That's kind of like we've learned over the last couple of years. Like, I mean, as chiropractors and all your clinicians, trust innate, right? I think that our power within us, I'm actually lecturing this weekend in Dallas about our business DNA code. We have a genetic code that's, I hate to say it, like I have a life-threatening genetic condition. That's what makes my genetic like predisposition. But then I also have like the family code, the epigenetics, but then you have a business code, right? And so these codes, you have to know your frequency code, your power code, your wealth code. Oh my God, your abundance code. And so like attracts like, right? Like it really does. And so I won't deviate. I will show up the way I show up, Jody. And if you're meant to be my person, I'm showing up my authentic self. Zig Ziglar, be, do, have.
Have you always been like that? Has that always been true for you? Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I struggled. I didn't fit in a lot. I feel like, especially because I'm first generation, like to immigrants, I'm a girl. Like girls
Where were your parents from?
My parents were Serbian, but my parents were born in Croatia. Both of them came when they were like young adults.
Oh, wow.
like didn't speak English when they came, had me at 21, came to this country, you know what I mean? Like a new world, whatever. And so a lot of sacrifice was made from them for us to get the education but we had to prove, like we had to, as 3 daughters, and we lost our dad when we were in high school. And as 3 daughters in a male dominant, like business world, we're all business owners.
So your parents had 3 girls?
Mm-hmm.
So at one point when you were in your late teens, there were 4 women living in the house together with no male.
Yeah. Oh, it gets better. There was 18 people living in the house because 14 people came as refugees during the Civil War and lived in my mom's house the year I was leaving and getting married.
Well, there's your heart. There's where your heart comes from. You just learned that. You learned that you just do that.
Sacrifice, love.
That gives me freaking
unconditional. You just do. You show up and do.
Right.
Grit.
You just do it.
You just do it. I tell people this all the time. I spoke on stage last week. I was diagnosed. The cardiologist said, "Oh, by the way, you have a life-threatening condition and a time bomb ready to go off."
By the way,
but my husband wasn't with me because we didn't expect that diagnosis that day. Like that just came like I can't swear, but a slap, right? And I got in the car and I had 30 patients scheduled that afternoon. My husband had left to go up north. I didn't call him and tell him because I was not going to ruin his guy's trip. First guy's trip he took after we had kids. I went, saw 30 patients. I don't remember that day. I don't remember driving home, an hour home from the hospital.
You were in shock.
And served the patients, took care of my team, went home, did the ugly shower cry, got up and created a game plan.
Don't you find in those moments, like when there are times when I have to show up and serve, I have to go in, adjust my practice members, and I'm falling apart. Those are my best days in practice. That's when I feel like I do not have the bandwidth to take care of people. They take care of me. It's like those are the days where my practice members are like, "Jody, how are you doing today?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Can you tell?"
You really want to know?
I tell them.
Yeah, I do. I think that some people will call that denial. Like you're just where I don't, because I'm fully aware. And John Maxwell, I've done the leadership and management coaching through John Maxwell, and they say that true leaders are self-aware. Okay. Being self-aware, I know where I'm a bad boss or a good boss. I know where I'm a bad mom sometimes, or I am self-aware and I work at it. So when I show up like you did, and I'm like showing up with a smile, stupid and cheerful. My sister always says, stupid and cheerful, just go in, nobody knows your world could be crumbling.
Right.
But it's okay. Like as long as you are taking, and again, this is where we have to, as chiropractors and providers, understand that I did not take care of myself first. I remember writing my book. I remember, the whole concept. Do I include it? When you go on a plane and do you put the mask on your children first or you? And my husband, who is on the social style scale, 22 out of 24 analytical, and I'm all expressive driver, right? We would fight on the plane where I would be like, hell no, I'm putting it on my kids first. I'm putting it on my kids first.
And he's like, show you the data.
Like, right. And then he's like, girl, how, like right. And so this is where we would argue. But now I could see that self-care equals being selfish, but it's okay. Right. And so you said that working out and, what you're doing right now is your way of healing, taking care of yourself. Mine is travel. For some reason, I love to just unplug, be it with my family, friends, or even just by myself.
You go all over? You go stateside mostly, or you travel all over the world?
All over. Like last year, I was in Europe twice. This year again once. I chose. We. Whoever you want to go on a trip, let's go. I've invited you, Jody.
And what do I say to you? Can I bring my sleeping bag first of all?
You don't need a sleeping bag, girl. But that's the thing, is that's what fills my cup. A book and travel.
Tell us about your book.
So I just got the final edit copy. So you'll be hearing about it. I wrote a book called Standing on a Milk Crate. And I don't want to cry. I'm not going to cry.
You can
It's life
cry. It's
lessons
okay.
I learned by standing. My parents, when they first came to Canada, they opened up a convenience store. Everything I learned about business and people came
Right.
from flipping over a milk crate and learning how to use the cash register and working with my parents.
Right.
And I learned how to balance books on the old ledger. Like
Yep.
you have the little chart, you get it. Count money, price increase. Like you buy something for $1, you sell it for $3. I learned how to use the price gun, and I learned the ROI at 10.
Yep.
But I also learned people skills, watching my parents who didn't learn English and be mentored by their vendors and their people who were making their life more rich by teaching them how to be real. And I listened to me and my sisters just listened to every conversation
Everything.
because we lived 3 steps up above the store.
Isn't that amazing what your parents did? Like, can you just think about that for a minute? That is unbelievable. They came to a new country with their kids, knowing no English.
No immediate family.
And they opened a business and they lived upstairs from their business. Like they had their kids working what would you say, Rosemary, are the common denominators? Let's talk core values of people who are successful in the career spoke of their wheel. What do they have in common?
They're simple. People try to, I love that you asked me this, Jody, because people try to make some creative core values. My kids know mine. My employees know mine. Mine is kindness first. That was the first thing I learned at my father's funeral with thousands of people in line. Your father was the kindest person that ever walked.
And that's how people describe you.
Yeah. And so that's how me and my sisters ingrain in our kids that first and foremost, you will be kind. I don't care how rich you are, how beautiful you are, how faithful, you have to be kind. So that's our language, is kindness. Hard work. I came from obviously an entire, okay, Jody, when I say I have my big fat Greek wedding family, we have 270 people in our family. In my mom's immediate family, my grandmother had 9 brothers and sisters, and we're close to everybody. And hard work transpires in all, like everybody went and opened up businesses. We serve our church, we serve our community. There's never, we serve with heart and hard work, excellence. There was never, I don't know if your parents were like this. You came home with an A-. My dad said, why didn't you get an A+?
No, my parents didn't say that. They said, oh, you get a report card.
Oh, no. It was, why didn't you get an A+?
Wow.
And so commitment to excellence, passion is one of my biggest things too. Have passion for what you do. Like passion shows up in every conversation I have, even if I was just ugly shower crying an hour before, I show up for my client with passion, with heart. You have to love what you do. But you don't, like some people I hate my job. Okay. But I could say I hate my job sometimes, can't you? Because it's bringing some stress. But the true job is when you wake up and you can't wait for your next day.
I don't know if I've ever said I hate my job as a chiropractor. I've definitely said I hate myself right now. I hate how I feel right now. I just feel like we're so lucky.
Yeah, and I think that is a missing link. So I was listening to a podcast the other day. Love, forgiveness, love of yourself and love of others, forgiveness and faith in what's coming and hope, right? But at the underlying thing is you have to have gratitude in every aspect. So what lesson is this teaching you? Jody, I'm going through the worst audit that any chiropractor in Michigan can have with Blue Cross Blue Shield because they decided I'm the busiest chiropractor in my county and I can't possibly make that much money. And you know what the lesson is? It's humbled me.
You know
Okay,
what I
I
love
lost
about
300.
that, Rosemary?
It
I
was
love
300.
that. I love that you're teaching people how to be successful in joy-based in practice, and you're successful in joy-based in practice.
I am,
love
but I don't feel
loving your
successful
job.
this year, Jody. Like I lost $350,000 this year in my practice to date, but no one lost their job yet. No one, I haven't taken a paycheck, but I also have a paycheck that comes from other sources, right?
Mhm.
So I never, as a good human and someone that puts food on 14 people's table,
Mhm.
I could not, from a sense of gratitude, they helped me build my practice. They're there still. We're going to survive this.
It's already done.
It's all in. I have this, one of the core values, when you tie up all my core values in a bow in a package, it has to have the bow that says all in. Are you all in? Because I am.
Mhm. So what do you see happens when practitioners come to you and say this just isn't working? What happens? Why isn't it working for them?
Again, there's the ugly comparison, self-comparison, right? Comparing the Facebook is the devil sometimes.
Right.
Is I get clients, and I don't know if you do, is like, well, so-and-so, did you see what so-and-so's doing? She has a great life. And I'm like, yeah, oh God, I just had a conversation with that so-and-so,
Everybody wipes their butt, people. Everybody wipes their butt.
everybody has struggles. But again,
Right.
when you're saying that's why we did the women card. I didn't want people to give up on a profession that can be amazing by just giving up. But I also believe, and I'm going to say harsh truths. Not everybody has the business acumen and the business DNA code. It's based on behavioral economics to be able to sustain and create a growing, profitable practice and lead people. And I think too many young docs aren't being mentored for growth. And like it used to be in the old days, everybody, I can open up my own practice. I could do, and then you see them not succeeding. They have debt to income ratios up through the wall with student loans. Then they need childcare because most of us are like that I talk to are women. It's not sustainable. And they just think, well, I can do it. You need
And
a
they
lot of
dive
grit and
in. And
resilience.
I think that was different 25 years. And like I could never have someone telling me how to practice. I wouldn't last a minute. And when I graduated from Sherman, there was no other choice. I was just going to go open my own practice. I don't think it's as easy as it was 25 years ago. I don't think it's a
so
matter of
either.
hanging a shingle and calling it good.
But I also, one of the old man's, like the guys club thing was one of my business mentors. They used to meet in a basement in the 70s, and like all these chiropractors, and they would drink their highballs and cigars, and they would adjust, and techniques were developed in the
That's some
basement.
real deals. That's some real deal stuff, right?
Collaboration, this
Yeah.
technique came out and this technique, and it was about celebrating. And that's where the women chiropractors thing motivated me, is we have to have this, is support each other for growth, whatever that means for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really struggle with that, mentorship. We need to bring it back, each and every one of us. So I charge a lot for my consulting because I know that I get results, but I also choose a few young docs that have the business acumen and the potential that I see to mentor. It's like tithing in church. I tithe to the profession, and I bring on a few mentors a year, like mentees, sorry,
Right.
because I feel like I have to.
I think that's beautiful. You give back, right? I learned when I was in my late teens in the 12-step program that part of success with recovering from something that's an obstacle is giving back as much as you've taken. Maybe even give back more than you've taken.
I do. I'm a giver.
Yeah. So how do you give back to yourself? Travel, reading,
Yeah,
any
and saying no to,
ritual?
I learned that the boundary thing, it was a hard pill to swallow for me to say, like, there's a few books that I read. I started working with a functional health medicine doctor who was very spiritual and very taught me to put myself first, which I struggled. I used to fight with her. I'm not doing it. She would lay me on the ground. Like, she'd say, okay, put your iPad next to the floor. I want you to breathe. And I'm like, I'm paying $180 for you to show me how to breathe. She's like, you're holding your breath. As long as I met you, you hold your breath. And so she taught me to exhale.
I love it. And then when you see somebody holding their breath, you're like, oh, girl, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that story. Okay. One of my favorite things to do during my podcast is to read back to my guest the things that came out of your share. And I'm going to read back what I heard you say. And if there's anything else you want to add, I want you to add. Okay. Passion and labor of love. It is possible to find joy. You have to do what you love and what fills your cup. Self-care, relationship, work, money, time. Rate them out of 10. When one is taking away, figure it out. Saying no to yes with heart, even when it's really bad. Same person you'll get anywhere. Trust innate. Business DNA code. Family code. Physical power code. Abundance code. Like attracts like. Be, do, have. True leaders are self-aware. Stupid and cheerful. Standing on a milk crate. Simple, kindness first, hard work, excellence, passion. You have to do what you love to do. Love yourself and others. Forgiveness, faith in what's coming, and hope. Too many young docs are not being mentored. And again, saying no to yes. Anything else?
Freedom.
Freedom. Tell me more.
So this was the big thing is I get people asking me all the time, I want what you have. This is the line that most people say to me in some form when they want my consult coaching. And I'm like, so do you really want what I have? Like, I have a life-threatening condition that passed on to my 2 kids, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, do you really want it? But I that's where I use humor and lightness. It's not a joke, but they want what I have is the freedom. Like, I have a practice, 7-figure practice that runs without me. I maybe go once a month. That's stretching it sometimes if you ask my staff. But I have such a trusted, beautiful team that I like that it's a well-greased machine. So that's what people are wanting. They want to go and do, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to be a coach. I want to be able to write a book. I want to be able to launch this. You know a lot of my clients that are doing exit strategies right now, right? Launching bigger things. But what they're looking for is freedom. And freedom comes with having systems, having the right people in your life, the mentor, everything. And so one of the biggest things that, like one of the gals, my business partner now, that helped me find the freedom in my practice with de-risking my practice to make sure, like, obviously if something happened to me, my practice is sellable, able to sustain without me, whatever is, we decided to create the Chiro Freedom Formula using everything you just talked about, like the mindset, we pulled it all together in such an affordable coaching. We're calling it the Chiro Freedom School because everything you just talked about leads to some form of freedom and, like, not being held hostage to your practice, not being held hostage to this. So everybody's in search of love and freedom.
It's true. And there's nothing, that's part of the deal, guys. We want freedom from the moment we're born until the time we're done on the planet. We're always seeking to go back home, right? We're always seeking for our soul to be free, for our ego to be free, for all of it, to feel freedom through love and relationships and service and all of the things that we do. I love how you can dial it down, and you've either got fear or love. But in my opinion, it always is love. Because fear is the opposite of love. It always comes back to love. And freedom equals love, equals trust, equals faith, equals
huge,
intentional action. So with that being said, I know I have Rose Practice Consultants scrolling across the bottom of this. Is that how people get in touch with you to learn more?
That, or they can follow us on Chiro Freedom School. Sorry, at Chiro Freedom Formula. My apology.
Chiro Freedom Formula. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
We've created a formula that gets you the freedom, the joy in practice, which you are instrumental to. So let's talk about joy-filled practice. I'm just going to throw that out there. Is many of my clients are using you, Miss Jody, to create the freedom in their life too, through your
I'm
system.
kind of digging them too, Rosemary. I love
I
them.
am too. Listen, and they're
like,
going to
Jody,
change the world. They're going to change the world.
Yeah.
Shout out Melanie. Shout out to Kelly. You're changing the world.
Yeah, we don't learn in school how to create a blog or like a brand kit or a website that ties it all together. We don't learn it. And then there are these companies that are just raking people over the coals with charging ridiculous amounts of money for work that is like half par. So to be able to work with people who are truly serving for service sake, and both Melanie and Kelly are examples of that. Like, they wake up in the morning and do what they do because they know that it's going to make the world better. That's what drives them.
Yeah,
seriously.
They have a true purpose.
Here's my question for you: if someone was to say to you, I'm thinking about working with Jody, I'm just not quite sure, it's an investment of time, energy, money, what would you say to them?
Do it. Because if you don't, like, regardless, let's just say, and you say this to you have the tools and you have the tools for success to create this freedom. I have the systems, the trainings, but this is where, why wouldn't you? Don't recreate the wheel. Find people who are already doing it and can mentor you so that you use your zone of genius. Like Kelly and Mel, building platforms is not their zone of genius. But what they're delivering, what they want to accomplish, is where they have to stay vibrating at a higher level, right? So why would it, I hate to say it, why wouldn't you take the risk, invest in yourself? I truly believe that we all have our natural gifts. And so you know what I do, I know what you do. And I call this the sticky community. So I formed, we talked about this on the phone, is we need to do better with each other. Is you have your sticky community. I have a person for this. I have a guy for this.
I think since we had that conversation, I've sent 2 people to you. I just have to know from people that they want people sent to them. And then I'm like, I'm the biggest mensch out there. Like, I will matchmake until the cows come home.
And I'm a connector too. Like, if you read Tipping Point, right? I'm the connector. Someone else might be the maven who is more influential. I don't care about influence. I'll connect you with someone that's more influential than I am and better than I am.
Right. You a mensch, sister, you a mensch. Mm-hmm. All right, we got to end. I could talk to you all day long. Thank you. And for those who are listening to us, be super committed to making the world better with really great care. Whatever it is that you're doing, do it really well. Do it with excellence. Do it with kindness. Do it with forgiveness. All of these things are imperative. Rosemary, don't go anywhere. If you're watching us live, watch us next time, and the time after that, and the time after that too.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.